Yo, what up, everybody?
How are we doing all? It's just me and Mr. Andrew today
It is
because
the OG
Harry,
gang.
oh geez, because Harry's currently doing race driver stuff. Sorry, try not to swear. And is currently beddening an engine and then ripping all the electrics out because they're screwed and they need to redo them all. And he's got a rally in a week and 3 days or something.
Yeah, good stuff. Good
so,
stuff.
Yeah, he's busy. So it's me and Andrew. We're on the Andrew's chilling with his feet up.
I am.
That's with his blue and grey socks.
Yeah.
Nice. Out of curiosity, are you a matching sock kind of person or an odd sock kind of person? Yeah, you see, I don't do same socks. It really gets to me. I have to do odd socks.
Yeah, but you're just an odd person in general, aren't you? So it's not a surprise.
Oh, I say that to people and still don't understand. It's life, isn't it? So the Road Hunters podcast.
So we've got some plans for the coming weeks, haven't we?
We have indeed. So this week we want to talk about sort of e-racing and sim sports, and I suppose the link to in real life, and also just as its own standalone. And then we've got, I think it's going to be a really, really cool interview with Callum, which is talking about. So Callum's a guy. He's going into rallying. He's got himself a sponsorship deal, but he's got a very, a mental health history. And anybody who kind of knows me as well knows that is something I do want to raise awareness for, stuff like that. So I think that's going to be a really, really good talk with him. I'm actually a little bit nervous about it because it's, a bit too close to home, some of it. But I think it'll be really cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then we're also then going to be, a week after that, we'll be talking to Sven, who is a kind of links in with today. So esports, sim racing, and he's done some really, he's won some awesome stuff, very sort of rally based and what have you. So we'll show you some more of that coming up. And I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a good couple of weeks, lad.
Yeah, indeed.
And then we'll be back with some drivers and what have you, and hopefully the aftermath if Harry makes the East Riding Rally. Cars.
I'm sure he will.
Running. He will. It'll be great. I must admit, I kind of want to be there actually, because it's electrics and I like electrics. But we're on air duties, so it's all good.
So sim racing then.
Yeah, so I suppose, I think it kind of boils down into two aspects. You've got an aspect of putting sim racing into improve in real life racing. So I think we'll have a chat about first. And again, we've got a few quotes from people and various people's from clubs to international guys, what their thoughts are, and then also just as it's a standalone hobby or competition. So you was having a look at some people who are, I suppose internet famous or sim famous, and sort of crossovers, or are they just race car famous?
Well,
who really knows?
Yeah, I mean, there were one I've just remembered actually. So the past year in Formula 1, obviously a lot of Formula 1 drivers will do a lot of sim work in the background. Hamilton has always said that he's never been one to really do it much.
He has, but then I'm sure Bottas said something recently where, after this whole, the last race in, whatever it was, can't remember. And Bottas was saying that Hamilton, basically, if you go put in 8 hours there, he'll put in 10.
Yeah.
he actually does push himself to the limit.
Well,
And and I'm sure he said that he has been absolutely smashing the simulator training.
That's what I remember hearing from him this year. I think it was one. I'm sure he said something along the lines of, he's never been one to do that much of it, but this year he's put in a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
Because of the competition that he had, and trying to improve the car as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I mean, all of them. I mean, if we take Grosjean, the perfect kind of lead into Grosjean a little bit. Excuse me. He again was somebody. I suppose he's a slightly older generation, like your Landos and your Verstappens. And he was saying he never really took some simulator stuff particularly serious. Yet now he has the esports team. They've got a mixture of different drivers, and it really is. It's something that he's come to start to take more seriously, and it's also something that he's investing into people for the future which I thought was really cool as well. Interesting. So obviously he went to Indycar, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it was an interview with him and Jimmy Broadbent. And he was kind of saying on that how the Indy stuff and the oval stuff is a little bit off, just because of this sort of the physics of the slipstreams and everything quite right, because so much you kind of take in there, which I never thought about oval racing actually being interesting. I mean, I still don't. But
I suppose it depends what you're racing on an oval, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. If you're racing an Indycar, it's probably pretty good because it's a bit rapid, isn't it?
They don't just do ovals, though, do they? They actually do. Like the infield bits as well.
I can say they just do ovals because it's easier to take them out.
I think it is majority ovals, to be fair, but...
I didn't even watch one. I don't even... I shouldn't really have judgment because I've never watched them. The closest I've come to watching IndyCar is the Turbo, the nitrous snail film, and that's awesome. That is all I know about Indy.
I feel like I don't really count, but okay. Yeah. And then you've also got the likes of James Baldwin, who did the British GT not last year, year before, I want to say. Yes,
didn't he get that off the back of winning the virtual British GT?
Yeah, well, I can't remember whether it won something and was classified as the world's fastest game. That was like his title for a bit. And he did pretty decent in British GT, to be fair. So there clearly is some kind of pickup from it somewhere.
Yeah, I remember watching a video of him when he was talking about because it's ACC in it they use.
Yeah.
And in it he was saying that I suppose you've also got to think that the type of sim you're using, as in the rig, the kit.
Yeah. Even just the game to some extent.
Yeah. He was saying that there was so much carryover.
Oh yeah.
He said that the wet was different. He said it was more the way the lines worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the actual in the dry kind of like he was saying, it was so much like what.
Yeah, I imagine the lines are probably a lot more prominent in the game.
Yeah, I would imagine so. In terms of the wet.
Because it won't be able to gradually change like it will do in real life, I'd have thought. Probably not as...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm crap on ACC.
I'm not.
I'm
that means
really...
I can be a British GT driver quite easily.
Well, no, I can drive front-engined rear-wheel drive. Well, I'm not any faster. I'm just more consistent because I think I'm just a bit of an idiot, and so I just put the power down a little bit too early because I like to feel the back coming out a tiny bit, and when I'm in, mid-engine, I just die.
Yeah.
So I need to probably just not be an idiot, and I'll be fine.
That would probably help. Yeah.
But then if I go in a Bentley or a GTR, I'm cool. So I'll just stick with that.
Yeah. Who else have we got as well? So it was Race of Champions this weekend, and
yes.
So there's a guy called Lucas Blakely. He bet Vettel.
He did. And by bet he means beat. He's just from the Pontefract.
Yeah, I don't speak proper English, do
I? Trying to see if he's got much what his race history sort of stuff is.
I don't know, to be honest. I'd never heard of him. I just heard that he were some form of sports person.
He's a British player currently playing for the Aston Martin Cognizant Esports team.
Ah, right, okay.
So his achievements are 2020 Formula 1 Esports Series, 15th. So he's very much focused on the F1 Esports, which kind of makes sense if you're racing for Aston Martin.
Yeah.
He came 5th in season 1 of the V10R League. He won £1,600 for that. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some exhibition there. He won. So yeah. So he looks like he's very much focused on the F1 esports. Only £8,000 in 2019.
It's decent, to be fair.
Fair play to you, lad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they asked him. So they're okay. Yeah, so the Aston Martin Cognizant, I assume that's how you say it.
Yeah,
Esports team is the official team of Racing Point F1.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Racing Point.
Yeah. I don't know how old this thing is. I'm looking at though. It could well be old.
I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. Then obviously we've got the likes of Jimmy, who...
Well, because you said one with Lucas, is what he's called, wasn't it? Yeah. He beat Vettel in the Race of Champions race this weekend.
Yeah.
I can't remember what cars they were driving. What were they driving now?
I just had it up, but I don't know what it was. It was something on ice, wasn't it? Some 4x4 thing.
Because it was quite good actually. Because they kind of had a mix of different cars, didn't they? You had some Porsches, you had some RX2Es, you had some old supercar lights, which is basically just an RX2. And then they had those sort of 2+2 buggy Polaris type things.
Yeah, they had all sorts of stuff really, didn't they?
Which was pretty sick actually. It was a good event. I've not finished watching the second day yet.
He's only 20 as well. So yeah, that was obviously probably quite a shock to Vettel getting beat by some 20-year-old sim race.
Yeah. Yeah. Who is Lucas Blakely, the esports racer who beat Sebastian Vettel? Yeah, it was very much, I think, a surprise. But he showed, it doesn't look like he's had lots of in real life racing, so that is quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially when Vettel's done Race of Champions 9 times, I think now.
Yeah. Well, Team Germany generally smash it, don't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, him and Mick Schumacher have been doing it for a few years, and then he were doing it with Michael Schumacher, Vettel.
Yeah.
Before
that. Of course, Vettel was the young one, wasn't
he? Yeah.
But I suppose generally it's on tarmac, innit, and asphalt, so maybe that probably threw them a little bit. Although he has, was it Vettel who was saying that he's a bit I kind of feel like doing a bit more of this?
I don't know, but I mean, why wouldn't you? It looks pretty cool, didn't it?
looked awesome, didn't it? Yeah. So yeah, and then you've also got John Armstrong, the rally. So he WRC Junior. I think he's like a programmer or a coder, or whatever you call those people who type lots of cool shit for Codemasters. But he won, I want to say, the 2019 Dirt World Series.
I feel like that's cheating a bit, winning a series on the game you helped make.
Probably, yeah. I'm sure he works for Codemasters, and then he got the sponsorship deal with Codemasters to go WRC Junior. Let me check my facts.
I mean, that's pretty cool, to be fair, that they did that, but also it seems a bit cheap that he's won a series on game he potentially helped make.
Yeah, John Armstrong, game designer, Electronic Arts.
Oh, EA then.
Codemasters.
No, it's not. Oh no, it is now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't then.
So he might have been Codemasters when it was, or he might have. He was one of them. Bloody one of them. He was something of something. And then he has raced in. Yeah, WRC Junior. So I think he did well last year, but I can't. I think I'm sure he came like second or something.
So,
yeah, he did something. Harry would tell you. Harry would probably be just shouting at us now.
Yeah, no doubt.
I could just ask him in all fairness. I might just send him a text. But yeah, so he's done obviously well, which I think is quite interesting, really, when you take the physics of dirt.
Yeah, it's a lot.
As in iRacing or dirt, as in gravel, mud. Those physics, I think, are quite. They are behind the tarmac, and it's probably just because it is that.
Yeah, just
to be able to
exactly. Like you say, it's just completely different in it to a tarmac surface. There's not much that can change to a certain extent.
Yeah exactly.
When you look at like rally tracks, you get degradation through the weekend and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. And then I suppose if take someone like Jimmy Broadbent, anybody who's been near the internet will probably have seen or known him.
Yeah, I feel like anybody watching this is probably gonna know him.
Yeah, probably, because you could be like 18 if you for some reason watch us. You've probably also seen people who actually are popular on the internet. He is one of them.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. Owns an R32 GTR. Can't be out wrong with him.
And owns many other cars as well.
Like a lot of very nice cars. But obviously, yeah, so he went from a professional sim racer where he basically just shouted at a webcam.
I mean, before he became like YouTube famous, so to speak, he was doing like proper like endurance racing in sim.
Yeah.
Because he won, I think it was 24 Hours of Le Mans or something.
Yep. He's done that, hasn't he? And I think this year he was doing it again, because I think Grosjean was going to be doing it as well.
Yeah, I mean, he usually does it. He's got like a little team that he usually does it with. They do all stuff together.
It is. That's it, yeah. And then you take what he's then gone and done in real life at IRL.
IRL.
He got the deal with Praga as their internet influencer type dude who they picked to go do things.
Yeah.
Whatever the proper thing is, but whatever it is, it's cool. And then obviously, but it wasn't as if he could just go jump into a Praga R1.
Yeah.
Called, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because obviously the power to weight, he needs a national license. You don't just get a national license, so he had to jump into and because of the pandemic, it obviously put into his really tight,
Yeah, 'cause
frame.
I think actually it was meant to be doing something the year before that. Totally separate to Praga, and then that all got scrapped because of COVID.
Yeah. So I remember him saying like they had to get it's like 5 or 6 races or something.
Yeah.
On your signatures on your license that you've basically not been a dick.
Yeah.
Raced.
It's like
as you should.
It's like how iRacing works.
Yeah. But hopefully with less actual heroes coming at you. I managed to jump on, speaking of iRacing, I managed to jump on Pro 2s last night because I really need to get my Class B license so I can try and get the Pro 4 trucks because I'm an idiot and love like mud and stuff on it. I ended up on my roof again.
I mean, I've done it. Oh, God, what did I do it in? Oh, it in the pickup thing on the oval.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, these are the Pro 2s are the big 700 horsepower rear-wheel drive pickup things.
Yeah.
With like massive suspension control. They're so cool. If anybody hasn't actually done it on iRacing, just go and do one because it is the proper fun. Go on the Wild West one. Yeah, Wild West, I think it's called. Because it's like 6 jumps and it's just like, that's the shape of the track. It's awesome.
Anyway, back to proper racing, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. So obviously he had to go through, and he jumped into effectively going. All of a sudden, he's got actual cars around him.
He also did a lot of like fitness work as well, didn't he? Which
yes, and I think that probably goes into it. I think if you take what is good about sim racing in terms of in real life racing. Which we've actually got a few quotes and things actually, so maybe we'll say them.
Yeah.
And then discuss them. So yeah, so got a mix of people on this one. So we've got our mate Harry, who's not here because car things. I've got to read this word for word, by the way.
Is that what he said?
Oh, yes. I feel it's definitely beneficial for driving. But from a clubman's perspective, it is a brilliant alternative to the real deal. It's affordable and can be done on a budget. It's a diverse community, as you can race virtually anyone in the world, regardless of the race, gender, etc., etc. But more importantly, it's fun, which is all motorsport should be, regardless of how serious you take it. Rally on!
Well, yeah, exactly, because at the end of the day, I know we're talking about quite serious sim racing, but you can just go and jump on Forza and have a great time just playing that with a controller.
Exactly.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because there's
well.
occasions when I'll do that, just go jump on Forza for half an hour.
That's it.
Just rag around in some stupidly overpowered car and do some crazy jumps and stuff. It's good laugh, isn't it?
Why not? We've got Adam Arlington, so he is a young esports dude and autograss racer in real life.
He's also won some things, hasn't he?
Yes, so he got what did he do? Semi-finals in World Series on dirt. I think he got into like the iRacing World Series, but he was too young, so they did him off.
Yeah, I think he said
like
something
that.
Like that.
He's done. I know now. He's like he sells setups.
Yeah, it's just cool.
I think he with the team. He's kind of with this some sort of actual deal thing. This sponsorship element of sim stuff as well.
Yeah, basically, in the GT race that me and Dan were doing at the weekend, he were there telling us what to do, when to pit, how much fuel to pit for. He didn't tell me where my pit guy was, which would have been very helpful, but
yeah, that he probably didn't think he had to do that.
No, probably not, but I've learned my lesson.
Yes, but no, he's a good lad as well. Loves his rallycross as well and all that. So and obviously he does compete in real life as a junior in autographs. So he was saying that I found that it hasn't really improved his pace, but it's helped me in other ways, such as performing under pressure and on my racecraft. In my opinion, esports will be a way into real life racing in the coming years. So maybe it has improved my driving skills, like by 25% max, but the most of it has been the racecraft and the confidence and all that kind of thing, which I think is a really, really good point.
I think it's definitely the racecraft and the confidence, because that is something you get a lot when you're playing online. It's people being right up behind you and stuff, and it does.
Yeah, exactly.
If you watch any of my videos that I do, you'll notice as soon as I'm behind somebody, especially in rookies, a couple of corners and they'll outbrake themselves and go off.
Yeah. That's definitely something I struggle with, actually, and I'm kind of trying to use a sim for that, is when I'm on the back of someone and I'm trying to cut and I'm really pushing, that's when I make a mistake.
Yeah.
Or if I do figure that pressure from behind, and it's like I take my eye off what I'm doing instead of just racing my race.
Yeah, you just have to. Yeah, once you've done it for a while, you kind of get to the point where you just concentrate on hitting your braking points, not worrying about where they are. Especially when you, because I did it a lot on Gran Turismo, where once you get to a certain safety rating, you don't get people lunging up inside of you and doing stupid stuff. People do race cleanly.
Yeah. I think that can be seen on iRacing, You take even a D class, racing in the 488 is totally different to racing in the MX5s.
Yeah.
Because people, I suppose, they paid a bit of money for it and they're taking it, I don't know, whatever, but MX5 is fucking horrendous. So going on to some sort of rallycross races now. So Brad Westgarth, you're saying, so he and Patrick O'Donovan as well, who we spoke to, they have both used iZone. Now iZone is the setup at Silverstone, which is what Motorsport UK Juniors or whatever, it's the academy thing. That's what they use. So he was saying that he did quite a lot at iZone with the massive sim setups, and it definitely helped him. But the at-home ones didn't really do that much in terms of driving skill ability. And then I'll chat to Patrick O'Donovan as well. But Brad Westgarth is rallycross. He's going into British Supercars this year with the Evo. Obviously, wish him all the best. Legend. And then Patrick O'Donovan, he's come out of junior rallycross. He's done RX 150s. He's in supercars this year. He's done RX 2E. So he's driven some pretty fucking cool cars, to be fair. And he's still about 12, however old you are, Pat. Don't even know. And he was saying as well that from a obviously he's used the iZone ones, and there was this massive, very much a driving skill. But he certainly found that more of the circuit racing element has that driver kind of ability. You can learn things.
Yeah.
But it's when it's, say, if your kit at home, not so much, but it has helped with, he said, absolutely it is a positive because it's helped with your racecraft. It's helped with learning tracks. So you're aware of what's coming up. That well scanned.
Yeah.
That the bumps are the same. The braking, you can see, right, that's me marking for my braking point, and it's ability to adapt.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Even if it's not braking points, you still get a layout of what the track is.
I'd say, because each car you have will be slightly different, but you can already practice, what the track is, and that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Which I think was really cool. I'm trying to remember what else he said.
You would have thought they'd have wrote this stuff down, maybe.
Well, he voice noted it to me,
no.
And I forgot to write it down.
Why does everybody do voice notes that you talk to? I've never known anybody do voice notes until I met you.
I don't do voice notes that much.
Well, yeah, not that much, but more than anybody else I've ever spoke to. And
30 from driving.
Yeah, you've sent me 2 ever, and that's the most
There
I've
you
ever
go.
got from anybody.
Yeah, I find it annoying because I'll be at like, I don't know, work or somewhere. And you got to wait till you've actually got a proper break, and then I can like listen. But oh well. Who else have we got? We got Wes Wickens in the Orange Mini. He was saying that obviously Wes as well. He's done a lot of esports stuff, done a lot of endurance stuff now. He's got, I think, semi-finals in Dirt World Series. He's done the iRacing rallycross stuff. He was saying that sim racing has helped him learn car balance and weight transfer.
Yeah,
That's a fair point. As well as my side-by-side racing and using vision as an important sense. Now, he said in the past about how obviously you don't get the feel in backside, basically, of what's happening in the car, but it allows you to notice other things.
Yeah, because that is a thing as well. You've got a lot less vision on the game, especially when you're just looking at one screen. Yeah, you can move to left and right like on iRacing. You can press left and right and it'll look left or right, but that's it. Like,
yeah, definitely. And I think, I think those points kind of really sit in with kind of what we were probably trying to get at. The fact that there's a lot of racecraft you can learn from it in terms of positioning. You know, if you take, say dirt, for instance, on a rally, you know, there's an element that the physics of that aren't going to be the best. But you are starting to focus on what's the co-driver saying, where am I positioning my car, what, you know, you're starting to think more. That's obviously going to be beneficial. If you go down the circuit route, you know, you've got the awareness around you. What lines are you taking? You know, what actually is the quickest way?
yeah,
More so in dry probably than wet.
I think that's one of the biggest things. It's just the lines.
Yeah, and I think as well, and that's what I found is the nervousness of being around other cars. Because unless you're a muppet, really, you know, or you're trying to say you sim racing seriously, you're not just gonna go at, well, obviously people do, but just fucking fling it up the inside for the hell of it.
Yeah.
You know, and there's an element there that can help with the nerves of it, the settling in almost, and learning the track. So it seems to definitely have a benefit to a crossover in real life. It's obviously not 100%, but I think the further, obviously the better kit. If you're going to like SimTrack, you know, at Ginetta near us, or if when I went to Classic Race Simulators, you know, Classic Race Simulators, the guy who won Classic Le Mans, he couldn't go out racing because nothing was open. So he basically sat in their Lotus 46 and did laps on R Factor. Their kit is fantastic, and he ended up, it was something like he took pole by like 2 or 3 seconds, and he won. You know, they have people going down there doing coaching sessions of drivers on sim.
Yeah, they do
life.
the same at that SimTrack, don't they?
Yeah, SimTrack, and you know, there's places popping up all around now with these very high level gear. Obviously, on our Logitech kind of more budget stuff, you're not gonna get that. But there's still things like, you know, like you've said when you've been doing track days, you actually have started to think where am I positioning my car more.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. It's knowing if I brake earlier and get all my braking done, then I can be quicker actually through the corner. That's something that I picked up massively just from playing games, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. I think that there definitely is this crossover ability. Now, I suppose from that, you have the other aspects of not really too bothered about the in real life stuff. You're just focusing on sim racing.
Yeah.
You know, and a guy will be interviewing probably up in 2 weeks, Sven. You know, he was saying as well that it's a challenge, but it's a rewarding challenge, and it's the avenue to get to his dream career eventually, you know. So it's something that, while he's not necessarily doing in real life racing, he can pour himself into this aspect of life, I suppose, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I know, for instance, like myself, you know, I'm not, you know, a lot of the video projects I kind of had for this year that have been put on hold. And, you know, I'll be at home a lot more this year because we've got some stuff going on here. But that's kind of meant that, you know, I'm going to take iRacing RX and Pro 2s a little bit more serious because it is fun at the end of the day. And if you like motorsport, you like cars, and you haven't got the money to go out blasting it around every weekend, you know, it's just good to go on and have fun, you know. I know it's obviously a big thing with you, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite funny that it has come to such popularity recently, I guess, or obviously the past couple of years because of what's been going on.
Yeah.
Because, so Gran Turismo used to have a thing called GT Academy, and they did a tournament on the game back on Gran Turismo 6, I think it said, where certain people that qualified in that competition then got a chance to drive do a race camp in real life.
Oh, nice.
So I watched a bit of it because this guy that I used to watch on YouTube, he was part of it. So Paul O'Neill were one of the people that actually taught stuff on it.
Nice.
And they did stuff in 370Z, all sorts of stuff like that.
Cool.
They're all Nissan cars actually because it were Nissan that
sponsored
it.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
Basically the people that won that then went on to basically get a drive for Nissan. And that started in 2008 and stopped in 2016. So if that had carried on for another
couple of years,
that would have probably been really big now.
Yeah. I mean, take Motorsport UK with the rally stuff. You know, there was a percentage of that was purely from esports, basically. You know, it really has. You know, I think it's something that people can do, and obviously you can spend a lot of money on sim rigs and kit. You know, you take somebody like Louise Cook, the rally driver. I think she's be doing partial rounds of WRC3.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got. Have you seen her Cookie in Cars? I think it's called. Her YouTube.
No. I haven't.
Oh man, she's like. I think she's sponsored by D-Box.
Right.
Which is like the full motion sim rig. It looks amazing. And man, she's so fast on dirt. Like, just awesome to watch. You know, and there's somebody who's obviously competing at a high level, sim at a high level. You know, and then you've got a lot of people like Sven, who's, you know, doing incredibly well in the virtual rally sort of world. Who, you know, and I think you can. People are actually getting paid for this shit now, and they're making money. You know, Jimmy Broadbent. You know, he basically made money playing games in a shed.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a massive amount of work. It is a full-time job. The effort you have to put in, the editing, the time
even the time that we have to put in to do our videos, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, because you know, when you've got,
we only do 2 a week.
Yeah, exactly. When you've got life and stuff, it's you know, it's yeah.
But as you were saying,
always simple, is it?
Yeah. As you were saying though, you can spend a lot of money on it, but then you can also do it so cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we have, like a Logitech wheel. I think I got mine when it was on sale, and it was like, I don't know what 250 quid with the gear stick. 200 quid even. and then it were another 70 quid for stand thing that's on.
Yeah, that's it. It's and you can learn a lot with that, but you can also just have a hell of a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love like a full flipping D-box, full motion rig with like direct drive.
Oh yeah,
wheel
but then it's
stuff.
also where are you going to put that?
I've got nowhere to put it because I'm already thinking about designing what I can like fold up and take out. We may sell them. It won't be full motion. I'm not that much of an engineer yet. A lot of electronics in that. But it is. It's something you can put time in and help you in the real life, but just a bloody good fun. I mean, when we just blast around for half an hour on a weekdays, it's not taken very seriously, but it can often pick you up after a crap day, or and you're struggling, just having a bit of a laugh.
Yeah. Maybe I should start taking them seriously. I don't think I've finished one yet.
No, you haven't. It's awesome. I like it. But like the other night with the race you was doing with
Dan.
Dan. I always forget his actual real name. Simstig. You've got obviously in Discord for a bit. You had Adam helping out there. You had how was it? It's you and him talking as you kind of going round and what have you.
It's a good it's a good sort of social thing as well. If you get in these sort of teams where you can talk to people. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I know eventually we'd like to do some endurance stuff. I'm rubbish, so if you want to do like a cross of an iRacing or some rallycross or something. But yeah, it can be. I think that's it. It's very much a sociable thing as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Basically, it's just fucking cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it actually benefits you. You can take it as serious or as not serious as you want, but there will be elements that'll cross over into
definitely.
Whether you want to, obviously you started up a specific sim-based YouTube, kind of that journey, or you've got somebody who is using it to improve their, I mean, Jimmy with the Praga, for instance, the amount of time that went into setting up that Praga, or his practice for that, because, and he got Gem on there as well, and she was in it, and there was a big crossover because it has that ability. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really. It's interesting stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
That technology has come that far that you can just sit in your living room and feel like you are actually in a car.
Yeah, that's it.
It's impressive stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think that about sums it all up.
Yeah, we're 43 minutes, so...
Oh, bloody hell. Lasted longer than we thought.
Yeah.
So, let us know your thoughts. Like we say, we've got a really good few weeks coming up. We've got Callum, where we kind of going to have a talk about, obviously, sponsorship, moving into rallying, the future, history, karting, and then also mental health. It's obviously something that I was struggle with. We've then got Sven, which is again, it's all about esports, e-racing, the rally based, and then we'll hopefully have Harry off the back of the East riding stages.
Yeah, if we don't do it separate video or what?
Yeah, cause we'll see what we're gonna do with that, and we'll get some Rallycross guys on. And what's coming up, so do them YouTube things.
Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, dislike if you want. We haven't had one yet, so if you want to, if you're that upset that Harry isn't here.
Well, no, because everybody will do it on like YouTube. Will just algorithm kick the crap out of the vid. It'll
So yeah.
all be your fault. Just remember that when I'm moaning at you.
Okay. So yeah, thanks for watching or listening, whatever you've done. I'm assuming listen probably, but
yeah. Yeah. Also apologise because we haven't actually got it up yet.
On any podcast websites, we're slacking a bit.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Because why not? Alright, I'm gonna shut up talking.
Alright, cool. Again, thanks for coming. See you later.
Stay safe, everyone.
Bye.